heard of the term cathedral thinking before. Cathedral thinking is in reference to a long-term vision where historically people could see somehow beyond the immediate future as they worked to build something significant as a cathedral. They had the vision and determination to put the very best of their craft into a project that they would never live to see the end of. And from that effort, the world was blessed with inspirational cathedrals that defy description. Forbes magazine wrote an article about the motivations behind cathedral thinking. The essence of the article was this: people don't just want to lay bricks, they want to build cathedrals. Well, today, we're going to highlight accomplishments from some of the cathedral thinkers in our community and the ongoing role that tourism plays in transforming people and places. For starters, let's take a look at the numbers. Tourism infuses more than $643 million into our local businesses each year. This creates a positive economic cycle as revenues flow throughout our community, supporting jobs, lowering taxes, stimulating opportunity, and enhancing our quality of life. Nearly 6,000 residents earn their livelihood working in tourism businesses in our community, spurring on over $1.7 billion in business sales. Visit Tri-Cities acts as a bridge connecting community leaders, agencies, tourism partners, and others as we help infuse economic vitality and community achievement. But what we do goes far deeper than economic impact. There are so many ways that tourism is transforming people and places in our community. When you think about it, tourism is all about making and celebrating connections. Personal connections with nature and outside, social connections with family and friends, physical connections with health and fitness, mental connections with open minds and fresh ideas. You get the idea. As a destination, we are lucky to have a broad base of industry and business segments that provide a stable economic foundation for our community. That base is stimulated by 5 core destination drivers: wineries and vineyards, river recreation, history and science, events and entertainment, and sunshine and open spaces. These core experiences attract an inflow of visitor spending into the area, energizing our businesses and creating vibrant opportunities for making connections. Together, they work like a destination dance. And today, we've invited the Mid-Columbia Contemporary Dance to celebrate the vital transformations that they inspire. Take a look.
This is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like a takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. On your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
Big shout out and thank you to the dancers for bringing that idea to life so beautifully. Their performance is a great reminder that with every part, when every part moves with purpose, the whole community moves forward. And to help us continue that momentum, I'd like to welcome to the stage our board chair and the airport director, Buck Taft. Buck?
There are many important leaders who help choreograph the destination dance in our communities. I want to acknowledge our honored guests and elected officials for joining us today and ask that they stand when I call out their name. Audience, please hold your applause until they are all standing. Office of Congressman Dan Newhouse, Dallas Parr, Emily Garza. City of Kennewick Mayor Gretel Crawford. City of Kennewick Mayor Pro Tem Chuck Torelli. City of Kennewick Council Member Jim Milbauer. Kennewick City Manager Aaron Erdman. I'm happy I got through Kennewick because I kept messing it up, so that's my win for this year. City of Pasco Mayor David Milne. Pasco Council Members Blanche Barajas. Pasco City Manager Harold Stewart. City of Richland Mayor Teresa Richardson. City of Richland Mayor Pro Tem Sandra Kent. City of Richland Council Member Johanna Jones. Richland Fire Chief Randy Ost. Richland City Manager John Amundsen. This person is the only man in the Tri-Cities to beat me in a game of horseshoes and take the first ever pro-am. West Richland Mayor Brent Gary. City of West Richland Council Members Richard Bloom and David Fetto, and Port of Benton Commissioner Scott Keller. Port of Kennewick Commissioner Skip Novakovich, Benton PUD Commissioner Lori Sanders, Benton PUD Commissioner Mike Massey. I may have missed someone, and if so, please stand so we can recognize you. Thank you. I want to recognize and thank H2C and the Three Rivers Convention Center and Toyota Center for their diamond level contribution to Visit Tri-Cities, which includes sponsorship of this meeting. I also want to recognize the other 5 diamond level sponsors for the tremendous support they provide to Visit Tri-Cities. Diamond level sponsors include PNL, Bechtel National, CPCco, HMIS, and Alpine Roofing. Please join me in thanking them for their support and involvement in the positive impact Visit Tri-Cities brings to our communities. We also want to recognize the cities, counties, ports, and local agencies for their collaboration and support as we work to fuel transformational growth. This collaboration was evident as our communities worked together to host the Ironman 70.3. On that note, I would like to welcome Kevin back to the stage to discuss a new program introduced by Visit Tri-Cities this year. Thanks, Buck. Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Buck. One of the undercurrents that moves the Tri-Cities forward as a community is the concept of personal transformation. From the beginning, our people have been driven to look for possibilities and find solutions. This internal power propels individuals over obstacles and around barriers. And the collaborative nature of this in our community, the belief that we can make a difference, is a force that continues to unveil new opportunities. This year, our team launched the I Am Tri program that was born from that undercurrent. Let's take a look.
You start seeing people crash down in that water, man, it was something. And then you get down in that chute and you're waiting for that beep, 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 and wow, I mean, what a thrill.
Bringing an event like the Ironman 70.3 to the Tri-Cities provides immediate economic impact to the area, but the event does way more than that for the community. Some of the most significant benefits are seen in the community pride and enthusiasm that the event helps generate.
The streets were lined with people ringing bells and hanging up signs and cheering us all on, and it brings the community out, gives them something to do together.
The support of the community is the magic.
I've never pushed my body to that kind of limit before in my life.
Gotta love it when the training comes together.
I've had shorter stints of high exertion, but nothing for 6.5 hours like that.
When we noticed the swell of positive energy and activity in our community surrounding the Ironman event, we wanted to share it, to reach out to people in our community who, for whatever reason, might not see themselves in this space. The I Am Tri program gives deserving individuals the opportunity to conquer the Ironman 70.3 and in the process, transform their lives.
I never pictured myself being here today. I grew up in a low-income household. I didn't have many opportunities to try different sports or even know my own capabilities or abilities.
Each year, we invite 2 individuals to participate in the race. And with generous support from community partners,
we help remove some of the barriers to success.
But you're missing like about all of this water right here.
The I Try program has been a fantastic experience for me, and it got me to a level I didn't think I could get to.
It's important to have other people on your team and supporting you, because I would not have my finisher medal if it wasn't for my support.
I had great support along the way. My family, my wife, the sponsors from I Try. Couldn't have done it without all of them.
So good! The I Try program allowed me to learn about myself, get the resources I needed, and just feel comfortable with my journey as I become like a healthier version of myself. And this gave me the opportunity to know that I'm capable of that and more.
I think our purpose in life is to discover what's inside, our talents, our gifts, and our abilities. And when we find that, we use those gifts and abilities to do good in the world. And that inspires others to do the same.
I don't think there's a word that I could use to really accurately convey how I felt. I was ecstatic.
This program aligns with Bechtel's values to live for a challenge and succeed together. So the more people we can get engaged, the better and more exciting our community will continue to be.
Growing up, even as a child, I didn't know there was any of these type of races. I didn't know I could go out there and participate. I didn't know I could go out there and push myself. But with this opportunity with the I Try program, I learned that there's so many other things that I could be a part of. With the right resources, with the right support, I can make those things happen.
Maricela was born in a migrant worker family. In her younger life, she had a near drowning incident that gave her and her family an extreme fear of the water.
My dad's no longer living, so even though he can't be here, I know he would be so happy and proud of me. He would not let me get in the water, but I know he would be so happy and, joining me throughout my, training, and I know that he's in me and with me throughout this race, so I'm just happy and excited to be able to represent his last name through this race.
This morning when I got up and I looked in the mirror to shave, I was thinking, I'm a triathlete. I had numerous people around me say I could never do that.
I met Mike about 4 years ago. At that time, he had already been 5 years sober.
I checked into treatment on August 11th of 2016. Struggling with alcohol for some time. The last 2 years were horrendous. I was running myself in the ground as well as trying to drag down everything, my family, my business, all of it. Finally got lucky enough that I was pushed by friends and family to seek help. I still work a 12-step program. I'm still active in recovery groups in town. It's something I see that's necessary for my survival. When the I Try program came out, I had a couple buddies kind of reach out and say, hey, this thing might be something you want to look into.
The I Try program really catapulted him in a different space. He went from this darkness in his past life, and he's able to continue that journey into this light through exercise and the support of the community.
As soon as we walked out of the finishers area, me and my family and my friends were talking and discussing potential plans for next year.
I would say to others, give yourself that chance to grow, give yourself that chance to become better, and give yourself that chance to be someone that others can look up to in the community.
We have an opportunity to use our gifts and talents to lift others around us, to create a path of hope and achievement that breaks down barriers and inspires goodness.
You don't have to do it alone. You can get out of the darkness with someone else, and there's somebody that you can lean on so that you can find joy and connection and light in life.
Through the I Try program, I've discovered what's in me, what's in you.
This really has been an incredible program to work through and watch these athletes as they work through this in their life. Mike and Maricela are here, and if they wouldn't mind standing up, we can all give them an applause and congratulate them on that journey. The I Try program presented by Bechtel provides a transformational opportunity for individuals in our community. Thanks to the support of our sponsors, we're going to continue the program in 2026, and applications are now open. So if you or somebody you know might be a great fit, we encourage you to check out the site, visit Tri-City's website, find the application there, and see if you can be one of the next I Am Tri athletes. Let's give another hand to Mike and Maricela. Buck, this year's Tourism Champion Award gives us a chance to look even deeper into the transformational changes inspired by tourism.
The Chris Watkins Tourism Champion of the Year Award is the most prestigious award that Visit Tri-Cities extends each year. And as a sponsor of our annual meeting, we are honored to have H2C President Carol Johnson joining us today to announce this year's winner.
I'm Carol Johnson, and I'm the President and Program Manager at Hanford Tank Waste Operations and Closure, otherwise known as H2C. And on behalf of our 2,500 employees, thank you to Kevin, to Buck, and the Visit Tri-Cities team for all your work this year, as evidenced by the videos that we just saw. H2C is thrilled to support the transformational growth of our people and our community. And our mission on the Hanford site is to deliver exceptional performance in safely removing, treating, and disposing of tank waste. We focus not just on what we do, but how we do that. And the how is our H2C values and behaviors. And they include things like make it better, make something better every day, commit to our mission, own it, listen first, and act with integrity. And there are several what we call expected behaviors that are a part of that value set. And those examples include things like do the right thing, be the solution, have a positive outlook every day, and being innovative. Being innovative will allow us to deliver and to achieve our vision on the Hanford site to solve the Department of Energy's largest environmental challenge in order to provide a positive legacy for future generations, and also a positive legacy for this great community. The Chris Watkins Tourism Champion Award celebrates those who also share that goal, those who create continued positive, meaningful impact in the Tri-Cities tourism industry and help make this community the best it can be. So we're excited to announce the winner of the 2025 Chris Watkins Tourism Champion Award is Vijay Patel. So Vijay is president of A1 Hospitality. A1 Hospitality is a family-owned and operated hotel management and development company founded in 1997 by Vijay and his wife, Meeta Patel. The company is headquartered here in Kennewick. Vijay's commitment to excellence, innovation, and desire to be the solution has transformed the Tri-Cities into a destination. His integrity and passion make him an inspiring role model. This award recognizes his outstanding vision for tourism and his leadership and dedication to our community. He's already up here, but I want to give a little background on his accomplishments. Vijay began his life in Uganda. Due to political unrest, his family fled. He finished high school and college in India and then moved to London to start a career in his family's retail operations. And after moving to the United States with his family in 1993, he began managing a family-owned motel in Oregon. And in 1997, A1 Hospitality was born. His journey in the Tri-Cities started in 2002 as Vijay worked with Franklin County to develop a hotel and event center in Pasco. And this project is a good example of cathedral thinking. In the early 2000s, no one was developing in Pasco. And as you can see from the image on the screen, the area around Road 68 was desolate. At the time, Vijay told a newspaper reporter, "You watch, this area is going to start popping like popcorn." and did it ever. Over the years, A1 has acquired and renovated a number of hotel properties in the region. And in 2018, they added the Courtyard by Marriott at the Pasco Airport. And today, they have 3 additional tourism construction projects underway. Vijay has built an A-team at A1 Hospitality Group, and he claims that's the real essence of his success. He says, our philosophy is simple: treat every guest like family, every employee like a partner, and every property as an opportunity to serve the community. He's a civic and industry leader and mentor who has been recognized for his contributions and advocacy for the tourism industry. Vijay's commitment to excellence and innovation truly transformed the Tri-Cities as a destination, and his passion for the industry and inspiring leadership align perfectly with our value at H2C of Make It Better, and we're thrilled to honor him with this Chris Watkins Tourism Champion Award.
Congratulations, Vijay. I've had the privilege of working closely with Vijay and A1 for a number of years. He's one of the 45 influential community leaders from across our communities that make up the Visit Tri-Cities Board of Directors. We want to recognize all of the board members for their contributions today. The individuals listed on the screen represent a broad scope of organizations and community services that provide critical expertise to our organization. It's a pleasure working with these industry professionals as they help us fuel transformational change in the people and places of the Tri-Cities. Now I'll turn things back to Trish to present the Excellence in Service Award.
Thanks. All right, I'm switching my hats. Good afternoon, I'm Trish Heron with Battelle, operator of Department of Energy's Pacific Northwest National Laboratory. We focus on simultaneous excellence in science, technology, management and operations, and community service. Battelle has proudly sponsored the Excellence in Service Award since 2013, and I am honored to be the chair. This year we received more than 50 nominations from across the community, each highlighting the people and the businesses who shape our visitors' experience. Excellence in service can be measured in a variety of ways, but truly memorable experiences go beyond the basics. It makes someone feel cared for. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Shay Frigette to the stage. Shay and her husband Greg are the owners of Frigette Winery and the winner of the 2024 Excellence in Service Award. Guests applaud the staff at Frigette Winery for always welcoming them at the door with a smile and for consistently providing quick and detailed service. Please help me welcome Shay. Thank you. Receiving the Excellence in Service Award was incredibly motivating to our team, and it reaffirmed why personalized, meaningful guest experiences matter so much, not only in our community, but everywhere. Excellent service is really about connection, those memorable moments that make someone feel seen and supported and valued. Businesses that consistently create those moments ultimately strengthen our entire community. As the evaluation committee reviewed this year's nominations, there was one business that really stood out. For them, exceptional service, it wasn't just about tasks, it really was that honoring folks and connecting with them was woven into their culture. Every person who walks through their doors is welcome just like family. And we just celebrated Thanksgiving, so we know how important family is, right? Right? They also understand that great service starts with a supportive team. When a team feels valued, then your guests are gonna feel valued too. And the stories behind this year's winner says it all. Here's an example. In the early hours of the morning, a family arrived after losing everything they own in a house fire. No shoes, no credit cards, and their children were still in their pajamas. A team member stepped in immediately to help them get settled, and then spent the next several days assembling a basket of essentials like laundry soap and hygiene items, toys for kids and children's supplies.
They even provided toys for the family pet, just to give them comfort and to give them dignity during such a devastating time in their life. And another example is when an elderly guest became distressed when he couldn't find his wife, a team member sat with him, helped him contact security and non-emergency services, and stayed with them until his wife returned safely. So those aren't just small gestures. That's going way above and beyond. That's like seeing someone as a human. That's true connection, and that's true excellence in service. These are the moments that transform someone's entire experience and inspire them to return again, again, and again. And this is what happens when a business builds culture where hospitality is heartfelt, teamwork is strong, and every guest is treated like family. In that kind of environment, extraordinary service simply becomes the norm. Today, we're thrilled to congratulate Home 2 Suites by Hilton Richland as this year's winner of the Excellence in Service Award. At this time, I'd like to introduce Lacey Stevens, Home 2 Suites General Manager, to step forward and receive the award.
Oh, for me, this is just a really good moment to thank VJ, Lacey, and so many others who are out there giving great service in our community for the connection that you've had with me while I've been here at Visit Tri-Cities over the last 3 years. Just such a wonderful group of people, and they're just so exemplary. One more round of applause for them. Over the last few years, the Visit Tri-Cities team has been charged with an ambitious set of strategic objectives. It hasn't always been easy, but we've accomplished some significant work, and I'm really, really pleased with the team. Let me show you just a few highlights that demonstrate how we're fueling transformational growth. Since 2022, the annual number of overnight visitors to our destination has grown by 220,000. During that time, we generated an increase of nearly $50 million in visitor spending. The overall economic impact of visitors has grown to $1.7 billion. How is that happening? Well, it's through the focus of our team on our strategic pillars: effective sales and marketing, collaborative destination development, proactive community engagement, and innovative and meaningful operations. Look at these numbers. Our annual website traffic has increased by more than 400,000 page views since 2022, and we've added more than 25,000 social media followers. In 2024 and 2025, our public relations efforts have generated more than $1.1 million worth of positive media coverage about the destination. Think about all of the brand equity, the long-term visibility, and the audience trust that those positive stories are generating for our community and how they're influencing the perception of our destination. Our PR strategy expanded significantly with the introduction of large-scale events such as the Ironman 70.3, resulting in a surge of national and regional exposure. Speaking of Ironman, this year's event brought more than 2,000 athletes and over 10,000 visitors to the Tri-Cities. Participants came from 43 states and 14 countries. And here's the cool part: 50% of those had never been to the Tri-Cities before, and 93% plan to return. But that's not all. Perhaps the most significant benefit is the community pride and the enthusiasm that the event is helping to generate. More than 1,200 people, local volunteers, came out to support the event. Dozens of agencies, community leaders, parks and recreation teams, and first responders, and dozens more of untold heroes are involved in the success. And the positive energy that spreads throughout our community is infectious. I just want to say congratulations and thank you to every resident, every agency, every business and community leader who has stepped up and stepped in to inspire and lift our community. Thank you. Give yourself a round of applause. The Ironman event gets a lot of attention, and rightfully so, but there are so many other factors that contribute to the community growth and vitality that our teams help to generate. In total, our sales team facilitated events from over 160 conventions and sports groups, bringing in more than $37 million in visitor spending to the area in 2025. Often these events go on behind the limelight, but their consistent and continuous impact provide the foundation for those shiny pillars of tourism cathedrals. Visit Tri-Cities uses targeted digital advertising to reach the traveler most likely to visit. The data shows that some of our highest value visitors come from the fly-in markets where we have direct flights that come to the Tri-Cities, because those people tend to stay longer and spend a little bit more. So we increased our 2025 advertising in those areas to support the good work that Buck and the Port of Pasco are doing at the airport. And the numbers seem to confirm that the collaborative efforts are working. Passenger counts at the airport were on record-breaking pace leading up to the government shutdown, and then things got a little off, but we're still tracking a good pace there. When those traffic patterns shifted, we adjusted our campaigns to focus more on regional drive markets. Being data-driven allows us to do that, to take our advertising and focus and react quickly where the industry impacts are taking place and adjust our strategy in real time. Our digital ad strategies continue to deliver strong results. Through September, we've tracked an 89-to-1 return on our digital ad spend, meaning for every $1 we spend on advertising, we bring $89 back into the community to our businesses in visitor spending. And while 2025 has been a challenging year for the travel industry with softer numbers nationwide due to inflation and global uncertainty, the Tri-Cities is outperforming the region. While nearby destinations are flat or down as much as 6%, our hotels are seeing a 3.8% increase in revenue, which is one of the highest growth rates in the state. You know, we started this meeting talking about the concept of cathedral thinking, and this year we had a chance to celebrate some of the outcomes of that kind of thinking. There were a number of anniversary celebrations in 2025, including LIGO having a 10-year anniversary. The Manhattan Project National Historical Park was also celebrated 10 years this year. The Reach National Monument celebrated 25 years this year, and the Water Follies and PNNL both celebrated 60-year anniversaries. Congratulations to all of those folks and the people behind the scenes. You know, there are so many dedicated efforts of people way back when who had the vision to pursue these designations and see the visions through, and we get to celebrate those today. Some of the other transformational accomplishments that our team is involved in are focused on the future. Now think for just a minute about the changes and enhancements that are going on to the tourism infrastructure literally right outside our doors. There's an incredible convention center expansion happening. At the Hapo Center in Pasco, there have been new renovations there, making that facility more attractive and more usable. There are new hotels and improvement projects all throughout the valley, including Live-Away Suites, the Home 2 Suites, the AC Marriott that is also being built right out here. There's renovations at the Clover Island Inn, and there's a new Holiday Inn going in just down the street. In addition to those, there are a host of other local projects going on. The Aquatic Center in Pasco, the Fairgrounds renovations, the Red Mountain Event Center, some great things happening out there. There's a new pickleball facility called the Flying Pickle. And then there's the Summers Hub Food Truck Pavilion in Pasco that just opened. And we also have a new children's museum in the works. And we can't forget about the new LED lighting for the Cable Bridge. That process is still underway and moving forward. And that's not to mention the critical infrastructure and development projects taking place in our ports and cities. There's so much work going on that we can't even talk about it all. With so many transformational projects and milestones to celebrate, I just want to give a big shout out again to all the agencies and the organizations that are leading those initiatives. And I also want to congratulate the Visit Tri-Cities team for their enthusiastic role in the success of these collaborative projects. As we work together, we're building a destination that people want to visit. And when you build a destination where people want to visit, you've built a destination where people want to live, work, and invest in. And together, we're doing that, and it's transformational for all of us. Congratulations. It's really kind of hard to celebrate all of the good work our team is involved in, but I do want to congratulate our team. I'm so thrilled with the energy and enthusiasm that they have right now for the market and what's going on. And we've created a quick video to show you some of the behind-the-scenes work, some of the unique roles that they play, and their accomplishments. Take a look. got a really great team, and I am just so thankful to be working with them. The role our team plays is very important. We get to influence, witness, and feel the effects of the transformational changes that are taking place in our community. We get to collaborate with partners, sponsors, and community leaders who get involved in these initiatives. And there are many opportunities to get involved. As a business leader here today, I encourage you to stop by our booth in the Tourism Showcase afterward and meet our team. There you can learn more about some of the sponsorship and promotional opportunities that might be available to you as you work alongside of us in the work that we're doing. As we wrap up this section, I just want to once again congratulate our award winners, Vijay Patel from A1 Hospitality, along with Lacey Stevens and Amber Gardner-Hearn, the team at Home 2 Suites in Richland. I also want to thank Buck, Trish, Shay, Carol, everybody who's been a part of this tonight. You've been an important part of what we're doing here. Thank you for your leadership and support in everything we do. Now, the fun part, what you've all been waiting for. Tri-Cities is a community with kindred connections to the passion, the dreams, the persistence, and the human spirit of caring for one another as we push forward to build something even better. As we thought about that legacy that we have in the Tri-Cities, we reflected on the people who found something good here and used it to shape the world around them. Our hope today is really to leave you with ideas and inspiration that you can take with you as you carry that legacy forward. I'm excited to introduce somebody now who embodies that spirit. Santino Fontana is a Tony Award-winning actor and singer who grew up in Richland. You've seen his work on Broadway in Tootsie and Cinderella. You've heard him as the voice of Prince Hans in Frozen. You've watched him in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and you've listened to dozens of his audible books and his narrations that he does. I heard Santino speak a year ago, and it was one of those rare presentations where you wish everyone you knew could experience it. His hometown perspective reminds you of the power of connection and how much impact we have when we look for the good in others. We're thrilled to have him with us today, and I hope his story inspires you and enriches the interactions that you have in your life as you continue shaping the incredible community that we live in. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Santino Fontana.
Thank you. No pressure. Jesus. No, I'm so honored to be here. Thank you for having me. And thank you for clapping before I've even done anything. Honestly, this is a first. I have performed in front of a lot of people on stage, on screen. But this feels different because it's home. And because some of you know me from before I could grow facial hair. Which I'd like to point out happened much earlier than I would have liked. As I started writing this speech, I thought a lot about how the Tri-Cities shaped me. We moved here when I was 10. I was born in California in a town called Stockton. Now, if you've never been to Stockton, congratulations. If you have been to Stockton, congratulations, you survived. You keep your head down in Stockton. It was recently in the news, actually. It's unpredictable. There are a lot of helicopters and sirens. It's not all bad, but it's not a place where a kid with a big imagination can feel safe to explore it. There just wasn't space for that. There's a TV show set in Stockton that you may know, Sons of Anarchy. That's where I was born. Then we arrived in the Tri-Cities, and people left bikes in the driveway, and they were there in the morning. The loudest thing at night was maybe a cricket. I remember the first time when we moved here, on the front page of the newspaper, I think was a frog. There was a really, hard-hitting news story about frogs. Most importantly, though, the Tri-Cities felt emotionally safe. I learned I could breathe here, figuratively, and thanks to Zyrtec, literally. The Tri-Cities gave me permission to take up space, not just physically, but creatively. That's a rare and beautiful gift, especially for a kid. When you come from chaos, you don't realize how powerful calm is until you find it. And it wasn't just a new location. This place was and is safe, emotionally safe. The Tri-Cities gave me room. Room to take risks, room to explore, room to be weird or strange, and all of that made the difference. And with the support and patience from my parents, Sharon and Ernie Fontana, who are here, I was slowly introduced to people who helped me find my way forward, some of whom are here as well. Ginny Quinley cast me as a Cockney pickpocket in a CBC show while working around my very important All-Star Little League schedule. Linda Hoffman, who I talked to at my audition for How to Eat Like a Child, which we performed on a makeshift stage on the Columbia River. I still have the blue t-shirt. By the way, I also know what the fingernail is. That's a secret we all have. Patty White, who supported me when I left baseball practice to learn how to tap dance like Sammy Davis Jr. in a room full of very quiet girls. Jill Chambers at Carmichael Middle School, who had our science class do a series of creative projects. It led to me making movies in my parents' garage. We built a submarine out of foil for one movie. Another movie, I shot a comedic take of JFK's autopsy. Yeah, that happened. Luckily, there's no video footage of it, so don't look. No one pulled me aside, though, throughout all of this and said, hey, what are you doing? Are you sure? Settle down, be normal. Instead, people here said, why not? In middle school, I somehow got the faculty to let us do full-on assemblies where I wrote skits. They'd never done that before. And one led me to climbing a 12-foot ladder and dumping blue oatmeal on a teacher. It was cold, don't worry. I don't remember why we did that, but they let me. No one told me no. In fact, they were game for the chaos. And all this happened in a community that kept us safe while quietly reminding us of something important. When given the chance, do the right thing. And deep down, you know what that is. Build the inner strength to choose it. And in high school, my circle of mentors expanded. Jim Qualheim let me run with ideas at Richland High School, some of which maybe went a little too far. I used to do the morning announcements every day. I always ended it with a joke. The one that got me suspended, not from school, just from doing the announcements. It wasn't that bad. Was a joke, never play leapfrog with a unicorn. Sorry. Steve Haberman taught me jazz piano theory classes, and he showed me that music really is just possibilities. Joyce Bean at CUP, Mike and Donna Horstman at Christ the King, Reg Unterseher, who started me on a vocal training journey and assured me improvement takes time. Effort and time, that's it. And I used to come to him complaining that I had no falsetto as a singer. Years later, he came to see me in Tootsie on Broadway, where I sang in falsetto half of the show. He was right. Dave Kazir, Kaz as we knew him, let me join a college jazz choir when I was in high school. And it led me to meeting Lionel Hampton at his jazz festival in Idaho. It was a full, rich childhood rooted in community, a community that made sure, first and foremost, we were safe. My wife is from Philadelphia. When I tell her my scary high school stories, she says it sounds like I grew up where Leave It to Beaver took place. One of my she had a club on her car, and I was like, really? One of my dangerous stories is water ballooning, where I got sprayed by a skunk. Yeah, that was our idea of mayhem. I was allowed to dream wildly here, to pursue my interests without fear. Richland wasn't exactly a hot spot for anything other than nuclear physicists at the time. We didn't have pickleball back then. What is that place called? Pickle what? The Dancing Pickle? The Wild Pickle? I'm in. I want to go now. I wish they had that. Anyway, but at the time it was mostly nuclear physicists. But more importantly, it had what mattered, a community that nurtured creativity and curiosity. Because I felt safe here, I could go all in. I didn't have to hold back. I didn't have to play it cool or pretend to be somebody I wasn't. That's incredibly rare, especially for a kid. And I never had to apologize for the things that I loved. I could run toward them. And it wasn't just about opportunities, it was about encouragement. People here cheered me on. Teachers stayed late. That kind of support, that kind of safety is the soil that dreams grow in. Speaking of doing the right thing, I remember a PE class where a kid was giving me a hard time for liking namby-pamby theater stuff, as well as playing baseball. I'd heard all that before. But what I didn't expect was my PE teacher saying, "Shut up, leave him alone, what do you care?" And then she turned to me and said, "Don't listen to him." And that moment stuck with me. I've since read about other people from the Tri-Cities, some of whom may be in this room, some of whom may be soccer players that had documentaries about them, or secretaries of defense in the past. I find there to be a similarity in us that unites us. There's a spine that we were raised here to speak the truth when it matters and to not fold on that. And it can get us sometimes into trouble. Even if we don't fully understand the consequences. Because here we knew when you're given the chance, you do the right thing. And eventually I packed up, I left the Tri-Cities, I moved to Minneapolis, the Twin Cities, to study acting, and then I moved to the city, New York. My goal was simple: don't become a waiter. I got to New York and quickly realized this is hard. I was told to change my name, because that would have helped. I was told to dream more realistically. Make sense of that one. New York isn't Richland. It's relentless. It reminds you daily how replaceable you are. Unless you have a deep, unshakable desire, it's easy to give up. But I held on to what I knew. I carried the memory of freedom, the support of a community I knew would always be there, and the understanding that if I ever needed to take a breath, I could always come home, and I did often. The Tri-Cities were in my bones, and possibly some low-grade plutonium. Let's talk about failure. I failed a lot, publicly, sometimes wearing a wig. I've been discarded, I've been threatened, I've been bullied. I once auditioned for Law & Order right after playing Hamlet. I was reading for a tech expert and I completely forgot how to act. It was mortifying. I will not reenact it for you now. I have still never been on Law & Order. I think I'm the only working actor in New York who hasn't. I've walked off stage, true, I haven't even played a dead body. They don't want me because I blew that audition. I've walked off stage knowing that I bombed at Carnegie Hall even. I've thought, well, that's it, I've peaked, it's over, I will never work again. For every role I have landed, there were hundreds, and I'm talking multiple hundreds of roles that I didn't. I'm not exaggerating. For every ovation, there were moments I wondered if I was good enough. But growth can happen in those moments. My third Broadway show closed after a week. My fourth Broadway show gave me a traumatic brain injury. And when I knew I needed help, who did I call? Tim Mitchell, who was one of my best friends since 5th grade at Badger Mountain. We fought in Little League. We had a fight on the field. We both got in trouble. He was also part of the infamous skunk ballooning incident. He was in med school in New York City at the time. He went to appointments with me and he helped me get care. I'd already started realizing how harsh the world could be. Sadly, there are monsters out there roaming the countryside, but there's also people that can be with you. And so as I worked through cognitive exercises to regain my memory, which I did, thankfully, and it's probably better now, I realized showbiz is kind of silly. It's kind of chaotic. It's luck, connections, skill, and it's all stirred up in an insane blender. It's wild and unstable, and it attracts a lot of people who very well may be insane. And that realization, depressing as it was freeing, because most people would walk away at that point, right? But when I got kicked off the morning announcements, I thought, I'm not leaving. I've done crazy stuff before. I've done hard things before. I'm not alone. There are people who know me back home, and knowing them gives me the courage to keep going. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. And whether I succeed or not, I love what I do. When I'm doing it, I am happy, and that's not nothing. And I got to find that here. The Tri-Cities let me fail early and often, so I was never afraid of failing again, only of not trying, because then I don't even know what I would do. Before I wrap up, I want to zoom out for a moment, not just to talk about the arts, but about something bigger, tourism. And I know you probably weren't expecting tourism to to be the big emotional third act, but hear me out. Every person who visits the Tri-Cities, whether they're here for wine, for softball tournaments, for the river, or because they got lost looking for Spokane, every one of them gets a taste of who we are, Tri-Citians, through us. Not our slogans, not billboards, us. Every interaction we have with a visitor contributes to how they see this place, or it chips away at it. And that's not small, that's the whole ball game, because the transformational growth we all want, the pride, the opportunity, the momentum, it doesn't begin outside, it begins inside with our attitudes, our generosity, our willingness to show up with openness and kindness. The Tri-Cities changed my life because the people here were generous with me, with their time, their belief, their encouragement, and that's what helped shape me. That's what sent me on my way, and that's what keeps me going. And that is exactly what visitors feel when they come here. Tourism isn't just travel, it's human connection. It's the moment someone at a restaurant says, "You should try this," or the stranger who points you toward the river trail, or the teacher who stays late with a kid who's still figuring out who they want to be. Those moments are bridges between cultures, generations, and communities. They're little sparks that make someone think, wow, there's something different here. And let me tell you, visitors notice it. They're drawn to it. And just like the examples we heard about, the guest interactions from the staff at the Home 2 Suites, the community connections inspired by Vijay Patel, and the amazing support from the I Am Tri athletes and their journey, or the stories I shared about the people who helped me grow up. Ginny, Linda, Reg, Dave. Those interactions build confidence. They build empathy. They help people find their voice. Tourism isn't just hotels and highways. It's people. People going out into the world a little braver, a little kinder, a little more alive because they met us. And that makes all of us part of a transformational ecosystem that says, this is the kind of world we want to live in, so we're gonna make it real. And that's what we do in the Tri-Cities. And the folks we're honoring tonight, our tourism champion and our Excellent in Service Award winners, are living proof of that. They're the kind of people who show visitors what this place feels like, not through speeches or signs, but through heart. This community doesn't clip your wings, it strengthens them. It says, try, trip, try again, be curious, be bold, be weird, grow. The Tri-Cities has the ingredients people search for their whole lives: safety, space, curiosity, community, and the expectation, the quiet, steady expectation that we lift each other up. Dreams don't have an expiration date, they have a spark. And this place, this community is built to ignite it. So thank you. Thank you for giving me the room to grow, to explore, to risk, to go all in. Thank you for making this a safe place, not just physically, but creatively, emotionally, spiritually, a space where a kid could fully be himself, and in doing so, figure out who he was meant to become. The Tri-Cities didn't just prepare me for the world, it gave me courage to face it. So let's keep doing that for the next generation. Let's keep making space for the weird kids, the quiet kids, the loud kids, because one day those kids might stand on a stage and say thank you, like I'm saying to you now. And thank you again for having me. Thank you, and yes, I will sign your frozen DVDs in the lobby.
Santino. Thank you, Santino. Man, isn't it good to hear his story? And we're looking forward to hearing him again in the Tourism Showcase in just a few minutes. There's a little stage over there. There's a grand piano. You're going to get to hear him sing. So make your way out there in just a minute. That's going to wrap up the on-stage portion of this event. Thank you so much for coming today. Please make your way to the Tourism Showcase and enjoy the networking and sociality that goes on there. We appreciate you.